Morning everyone. I'm here to show you a really beautiful kit by Zern, and it's a religious kit, and the images for all the ephemera come from scans that she has made from her mother's collections, and they are gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, all vintage Victorian, absolutely amazing. And it's taken her hours to put this together. It is a huge kit. Now, the lovely thing about it is you can personalise it for whoever you like, for whatever they like. You can do florals, you can do Christmas, you can do Easter, whatever you like, you can marry it with. Now, I've used the pansy papers from another kit, which I'll link below, and they just worked so well on this one. They really do. I absolutely love this. Now, I've made this one for Mum. Took me 2 hours last night. It was a rush job because today I needed to have a project to go up today, and I wanted to show everybody the new religious kit. And it's been a bit of a weird time here. We've had 3 kits come out in the last week, so it's been a bit rushed. But this is beautiful. You will love this. Now, thinking of my mum, she really loves lace and chintz and things like that. So I've put this lovely ruffle lace on the front for her. So let's just get inside. It's not very big because she can then pop this in her bag if she wants to when she goes out and about. Let me just make sure I'm in the right place. Okay. So I printed some of the images half size and some full size, just on what I'm doing. Now, this is half size, and I can remember when you got crosses with bits of ribbon on. I can remember the palm crosses. Amazing, you know, the things that you used to get when you used to go to Sunday school. In here are some gorgeous longer ones. Thy word was unto me the joy and rejoicing of mine heart. Now, all of these things are the sort of thing that you will remember if you went to Sunday school, or if you still attend church, or you pray at home, you know, however you feel. Look at this one, violets. Sweet violets. I love sweet violets. They do remind me of my nana. So let me just tuck them in there. My mum used to go to a church in Esher in Surrey, and just across the road from the church was Esher Green. And then she was living, if you were looking from the church, she lived on the right in the white building. Next to it was a pub. And this pub, my grandfather, when he was her dad, when he was a boy, he used to go there and look after the horses, and he'd earn a penny that he would take back to his mum. And him and his mum used to live, if you're still looking at Esher Green, they lived on the left, on the left side of the church, down a little alleyway. And my dad used to deliver milk to them. You're going to get all the history today. But my dad, this pub, my dad, he repaired the roof of it. So there's quite a lot of history there. And the building next door to the pub is a white building. My mum was born in the living room. So a little bit of history there. And then here I've put another little cross on Mum. And there's some little journaling cards here that she can write on. And some phrases. This is about the Lamb of God on that one. Let's put that in there. And you can see here it says my prayer journal. And you've got things like laying bare my innermost thoughts and feelings, things I'm thankful for, prayer for myself. Now, how important is that in this day and age? You know, to actually think about yourself. Yes, you do need to pray for other people, but sometimes there are things that you need. I'm not saying want, I'm saying need. You know, there are things that you need. Sometimes you need comfort for things. Sometimes you just need reassurance. Or, you know, you want your kids to do well, you know. This bit here says prayer for others and the world. And it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Now, I'll show you some of the peony papers. These are just lovely. And all of these little tuck spots, they're just a square folding in half. If you lift up the corner, have I got the right bit? Yeah. I must have super glued this one down. There's a lovely journeying spot here. She can put, you know, if somebody wants prayers, or she just personal memories, they can all go in there. There's 6 of these style cards, which are lovely. You know, I'll put one on the front. And it's just beautiful ephemera. And some of them, they remind me of the, like this one. When you used to go to church, you know, to Sunday school, they used to give you the little stickers to stick in a book each week. And you'd get psalms and you'd get verses and all sorts of little things. And they were lovely to collect. My mum had the same. And that same church, she went to go, guys, in there. And next door to it was her school. Now, these little things here, they actually come in one block and then you can open them up. And all the sort of things you would have had as the stamps to put into your little book that you had. Like, seek ye the Lord, obey your parents, come unto me. And they're absolutely lovely. Look, glory to God. Now, my dad died a couple of weeks ago, so it's been very, very hard for my mum. They had to do an autopsy and everything. But, you know, I thought it might be lovely. She can write down memories in this, and she can keep, like, the cards from flowers that she's been sent and things like this. And I thought it'd be a lovely idea for her because, you know, it will bring her comfort. Can you see here? Sunday school lessons, 1890. And here's a wonderful picture of a church. You'll see the other side on the other side when I get round, when I get to the other side of the signature. These are just wonderful, aren't you? And the Victorians really knew how to do these things. You know, I mean, you think of all the gold that would have been on these. Absolutely beautiful. I do apologise for the dogs. That's downstairs. Jodie's finally having our windows done. And the men are in, so... Oops, can't pick that up. There we go. Again, more journaling cards. And that's got more sayings on it. I thought that was lovely. A cross stitch up on there. And more psalms. In God we trust. I mean, that is something that, you know, we always listen to, don't we? And like this one here, I thought was really lovely. Our Father in heaven, give us our daily bread. I mean, obviously, we all learnt that when we were at school. Oops. The middle. I will praise thee, O to the Lord, among the people. Isn't that beautiful? I just think it's a lovely idea, particularly for people who, you know, want to remember God. I mean, okay, I do appreciate that nowadays there are so many different religions out there, and some people believe in one thing and some believe in another, and we all respect one another's beliefs. And then, of course, you get people who don't believe in anything. You know, it is all to your personal thing. But this would make such a lovely little journal to give to somebody, particularly if they're going through a difficult time. You know, it could be anything. Now, this I absolutely loved because she's a little Welsh girl. And my mum and dad used to live in Wales, in Prestatyn, before they moved to Yorkshire. So it'll bring a memory back for her. And you can see these pansy papers are just gorgeous. And they just work. They just work so beautifully with all of this. Oops. More sayings. And that says promises of God. But there's just masses and masses of ephemera. There really is. There's absolutely loads and loads and loads of it. And I took another hour this morning backing the ephemera for the journal. These have got the similar but a different shape of those little cards that look like, you know, the stamps you used to get. So these are all square ones. Here's faithful to God, maintain good works. So that's another lot in there. And of course, a journal like this, you make it your own, don't you? You stick things where you like and take in and out what you don't want. And I just think it's just a lovely, lovely things to have. And I even managed to get the 10 Commandments, which she'll really enjoy. They're just such pretty, pretty images. There's a little one there, the Ten Commandments too. And I love those birds. And poppies, of course, that's remembrance. And then some of those cards at the back. So that's a wee whip through. I will put the link to this kit, and I'd love to see what you do with it, because it really is amazing what you can do with it. You know, it's just endless. You know, memory of people, if they go through a difficult time. If you just want to say you care. If you go to church with somebody on a Sunday, you know, it's something there. Or they could turn it in, you know, and it is like a prayer journal. So for them, I'm sure they would have a lovely time with something like this. Now, I'm just going to show you all the ephemera that's left over, just to show you how much ephemera there is. I was absolutely amazed. And I think you will be too. This is all the ephemera that is left over. And I only printed stuff once. And as you can see, there is heaps and heaps and heaps of it. I mean, you will go on and on and on and on and on. It is just chock-a-block full. Those I did print again because they had the little stamps, because I thought they were a little bit too small. But there is masses of it. So, you know, it's a really bargain of a kit to get. So that's the religious kit. Now, just to remind you that in Creators Club, it's Apothecary this month. And we have the Apothecary kit. And I did a video on my little journal, which some of you will remember. And I showed you this topper, where Zern has brought out the 6 dimensions of wellness, which falls in beautifully. Let me just take you down a tiny bit. And then we go over. 6 dimensions of wellness. Now, I've just started mine. I've cut all the tags out and I've put it on a hoop ring for now, because I haven't decided how I'm going to put it together. But it's easy for me then to take pages in and out while I'm working on them. And they're just lovely. They're wonderful pages. These obviously are open because I've not done anything inside yet. But I started with physical. I've taken the jars from the Apothecary kit, and I've used herbs first. And this is self-heal, and you can find it in the garden. And then it says like the parts that you use, the dry aerial parts. It's used for mouthwashes and gargles for a sore throat. And I've sort of carried it through. You've got hemlock here, and hemlock was used to relieve whooping cough and asthma. And you think about it, that's a poison. So, you know, they were lovely, the things they used to do to people. And then you've got your dandelion root, which, of course, everybody knows, you know, its nickname was pee the bed, you know. So, you know, we all know it's a diuretic. And then I've got goldenrod here, and watercress. You know, common garden watercress. It's a stimulant, you can have bronchitis, you know, things like that. So I've added all these on. And then St. John's wort. Amazing things that St. John's wort does. But in the Middle Ages, it was used for healing sword wounds, because it's quite a proliferant plant, St. John's wort. Now, that's a bit of history. But it was used for stomach ulcers and bronchitis and depression. Such a bright, cheery thing. I think just having it in the house would cheer you up, wouldn't it? So you get occupational is your next one that you think about. I mean, obviously you can add and take away as many pages as you like when you're doing this. So you've got occupational, and then you've got intellectual. So you think about, what are you doing for your mental health? You know, puzzles, reading, you know, that sort of thing. I just love that picture, I really do. And as Mesa showed a wonderful job of this. I'm not showing you the other side because there's so many pages. We'll be here too long. Social. Your social well-being. You know, do you spend too much time playing games or, you know, on the internet? Do you get time to be with your family? That was something that's very, very important in Palestine. You know, the families always wanted to have time together. You know, you made sure that you spent time with your mum and dad and your brothers and sisters and things like that, which I loved. Then I started my side of it, you know, the religious, spiritual aspect of this. And for me, I'm a Muslim, so obviously we believe the same things as the Christians. You know, we still believe in Jesus and what have you. But obviously there's different things that are important to me. And this is Surah Al-Kahf, which means the cave. And it's a surah, or for you it would be, what's it called? You know, each section of the Bible. Head's gone. And you read it every Friday, because Friday is our religious day. It's Juma, so I've popped it in there. I brought this book specifically for cutting up. I've got loads of Qurans, but it's only the Quran written in Arabic that is sacred, because it's the correct Quran. So there's spiritual. So that one had been put in backwards. But you can see it's a lovely thing to make, a lovely thing to do. And wellness is so important to us all. So it's quite a spiritual day today, isn't it? You know, we've got thinking about your mental health and thinking of others and thinking about yourself. And this would be wonderful to do for the new year. You know, get it ready now. Zern's making one, and she's put it in a beautiful cigar box. It's absolutely wonderful. And it's something we can work towards. But this is all part of the Apothecary kit. So I'll link that too. And then the last wee thing I want to show you are these dollies. Now these dollies, wow. I just absolutely love paper dolls. I really do love paper dolls. Now I've decorated two, because the design team could choose which ones they wanted to do. So I did Deborah and I did Alice, because Alice was my dad's mum. And then I've done all the rest as well. So I'll show you the fronts for them. I won't undo them all, but I've cut all their clothes out inside, and they're absolutely lovely. I love the colouring of Amelia. That's the one I'm going to show you in a minute. And there's Anna. And they're all individual in the shop. Each one's individual. Some are £2 something and some are £3, depending on the size of the clothing. You know, the amount of clothing you get, which depended on obviously what Zern had. Oops, a daisy. There we go. Pulling off a bead already. Right, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to mess around with it, but I'll leave that later. But when you open these up, and this one I've decorated, you've got your little wardrobe inside. This holds all their cute little hats. But I've taken tiny, tiny bits of lace and bits of gem and all sorts in this to put them together. And the clothes are just darling. I mean, I used to collect paper dolls, and it was Bunty where I started, but then I'd get them from other magazines too. And that's where my love of fussy cutting came in. I just love doing fussy cutting. But they're just absolutely adorable. And any little girl or big girl would love these, because you could dress her, glue these on, so your costumes are actually glued on. You know, cut your tabs off, glue it on, and then you can put them in your journals. Pam put hers on an apothecary page, so it looked like there was two lassies in a in a chemist talking, which I think was a great idea. I really do. And then this is my wardrobe. Now, some of you already seen the wardrobe, but this will show you how the wardrobe looks inside. Here's the wardrobe, and that's your doors. Okay, so it's the same kit, it's exactly the same, except I've put little paper clips on so it looked like a wardrobe. These drawers are all from the Apothecary kit, and then I've tucked all the little hats in there and the little costumes down the bottom. And then I've hung these all up on, can you see these are bulb pins? Because I think we all went away and we were all trying to think, how can we make this into a wardrobe? So I used the bulb pins on this one, and it just worked beautifully. And they're neat and they're tidy. And then if you give this to a little girl, they're not going to be all over the floor and her mother going nuts because she wants to get things done. So let me show you the other quick ones that I decorated for this one here, because I want to show you what I did with the hats, which will make you giggle. Well, I had all of Jodie's animals last week from downstairs. Now, can you see? Might be better on me that way. That's a budgie feather. So we had the 2 budgies, the 2 huge rabbits, the hamsters, and what else were up here? Can't think, but we had all the animals up here anyway, because you're supposed to be having the windows done last week. So when they went home a couple of days later, I gathered the budgie feathers off the floor. I'm hoping you can see that one there. Take that away, you might be able to see it better. And I thought, oh, you know, because they used to love having feathers, didn't they? That's it, sorry, I've got it in the wrong way. They loved having feathers on their hats. I mean, I wasn't keen on the idea that they used to put actual full dead birds on their hats, you know. But that was what they did in those days. So there's some more in store. So it's been a really busy few days, about a week altogether, with all these releases coming out, and I thought I'd just add this on to the end of the other one. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you get warm weather. They are threatening snow down in England in a couple of days. I'm staying up here. We might not have had the hot weather, but at least we don't want the snow back just yet. Thank you, and please go and check out the Etsy store and the group, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.